Test. One, two, three. Alright, let's see. Should I set this up beforehand? Show up, come on. Right, there we go. Hello and welcome to another day of streaming where I stumble over the words, slow over the sentences, stream quality generally bad, and screens are a bit pixely, and me generating stuff getting both streaming and gameplay. Today I'll be playing Space Engineers, I guess. It's been about 10 days since I last played it, almost beginning to forget what I've done horribly wrong before. Basically last time I made a drill drone ship and I got it stuck down the hole. Yeah, so I need to get that out somehow. I think the easiest way to do is just disassemble it and bring the parts back up, since I don't have to worry about the parts being lost. Because that's the mod, the scrap mod. I'm not using that right now. I'm mostly keeping this as vanilla, so I can use it as some other project as well. But anyway, one thing I added was the wings mod, the propeller and the wing plane parts mod, so I can use the parts to make a glider out of it, since this is nice hilly area with a lot of drops and height differences. So I thought it would be a nice place to go hang gliding or gliding. Anyway, so plan today is to make a small drone um, construction ship per se, welding and grinding, which is will be about the same shape as the other one, but I'm gonna have to bump the side thrusters, because the main reason that it got fallen down was that it was unbalanced on the lateral thrusters, so long craft, it shouldn't be too much trouble. Then I'm gonna get, where is it? Where's the motor as possible? I can. And I should move it over so I can get the bottom access to the lower part of this here. For battery here too. And I guess I'll put a remote flux on top, so it might still survive if I damage it by running into the bottom or any other possible obstructions. Then I'll put a camera in top of it. Make sure the little dot at the bottom is on the bottom left side of it. Otherwise you will see a flipped over camera. Then instead of having only one or two on each side, I'll have as much as possible on each direction. Same thing on the back. Not the best design, not even the most efficient. Ouch. Too close to the ground there. But as long as it gets the job done, I'm fine with it. Let's see, then gyros. a little extra than before. I press bind down, so even if in unfortunate case of a conveyor belt, a conveyor junction or cargo container being broken, the whole ship might still be attached instead of being split up, which happens, which is quite annoying if it happens. Let's see, center line, I'll put 2 in the middle, I guess. Now the boring task of welding it all up. Yeah, so let's see. Anything I can talk about during I'm wasting time? Well, I guess, yeah, I was rewatching what I did yesterday since it's a practice. I mean, to review and stuff. I'm really bad at this. I really, uh, the the voice level is kind of all over the place, and the pronunciation is really bad too. And about halfway through the game, I basically switched over from streaming mindset to like gameplay mindset, and I basically stopped talking because I was getting killed over and over. And yeah, if, no one was watching, but luckily I guess. But if anyone was watching, they would have been like really frustrated or just turned off as they usually would do. I mean, I wouldn't watch what I did even if it's me who did it. Um, yeah, but you gotta start somewhere, I guess. And best way to motivate me is actually getting it out in the public and let the embarrassment flow through me and have it empower me per se. No, I don't know. That's not. It's kind of weird mindset to have, I guess. But over like 20 years of whatever hobby or whatever side project I tried to do in my life, I never really got anywhere. But putting it on the public, kind of, I'm getting there. I'm putting it up on routinely, and there's still a lot of things being slacking off on, but that's like being delayed on and being left on the side per se. But still getting some projects out in the open, which is kind of embarrassing, but getting stuff done is practical knowledge is helpful per se. There's only so much you can do in your head, and running a likely scenario, which basically goes down the drain in like first 5 minutes of actual trying it out. Anyway, yeah, yeah. I would normally spend like 10 hours planning something out, and when the thing actually happens, and I just freezes up, talk all the nonsense over and over. Control click should roll me 10 sets of each what you have on your queue. Should be. So let's see, what was it? Small thruster was force of 648 kilonewton. The big one was 570. Oh, it's just okay. Small grid, large thruster, atmospheric thruster is a 5760. Small is a 96. So about 5.5 is equal to one big one. So I have a 6 on each side on side thruster, so it should match. Which means you'll be able to stay ellipsed on angles greater than 15 or so, like the last one. once you went over the angle of like 5 or 10 degrees, it start to go sway on the side, to fly off to the. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I made the similar design drones like 20 times so far, I think, in 3,000 hours of playing this game, but uh, when you're distracted to some other task, you make a small mistake which just snowballs into a bigger mistake and it just goes downhill from there. And now the craft is stuck in the bottom of the hole, dugout. Motor. I should make more motors. Oh man, my GPU is like maxing out and my fan sound is going crazy. Hopefully it doesn't overheat too much. Yeah, Space Engineer is like a 7-year-old game at this point now, but it's still kind of demanding for what the graphics are. Although it's not that heavy per se compared to the other modern games, but I have a really old graphics card, and I'm trying to run it. Trying to run it through the OBS and stream it to the YouTube, which puts a lot of extra strains. Let's see. Still queue is empty. Remote player, not remote controller. 2 cameras and a 2 gyro. Oh yeah, I've got the antenna. Antenna. Where should I put the antenna? Here. Yeah. Let's see, what else can I talk about? This is a problem because I'm not used to talking to, like, well, I'm not used to talking period, I guess, but also talking to like a non-existent person in front of me. What? No. What's the word? Yeah, virtual person in stream, watching from across the screen. You don't you don't see the person. You don't see any feedback. You don't hear anything. You're just staring at the computer screen as you usually would, playing game alone. So there's such a weird feeling of a kind of not knowing what to do, and your brain doesn't really transition over to explaining what you're doing or showing or what would other person see this as, sort of thing. Again, I'm not really making much sense, but let's see. Control. No.
Energy low.
Cut this loose. Okay, it's flying. Good. Control. No, I'm controlling the wrong one.
Energy low.
Control this remote control. Come on. Alright. 30-minute idling. That's plenty. So a lot of this game doesn't tell you like all the numbers you need to like make sure that what you're building works or not. I mean, there's like no indication of how much thruster you're using or how much you're lacking or how much power you're gonna lost. It has a power estimation how long it'll be on for, but that's the estimation. It doesn't really account for your use height and the battery charge being depleted or not. So let's say this battery was full and this one wasn't. It was almost running out, and you need two of them outputting full power to power all the thrusters. At first, you wouldn't notice anything is wrong with it, but once this one runs out, you won't have enough power output to feed all the thrusters, so you'll fall down or sky out of nowhere, even though you have a full battery and your indication HUD says you have a certain amount of time left over, but they're lying because the time's inaccurate. And I'm out of a construction component, I think. Yeah. So a lot of this game comes down to trial and error and just knowing what to do instead of figuring out on the, as you need it, which is kind of unfortunate, I guess. Oh well. Construction. Anyway, now I have a drone. I will fly this down to the hole I made. That's it.
Energy critical.
Multiple. Okay, so I want to sort of. This one is main control. Assign camera so I can just watch it instead of having to manually go there. Alright, then control. Ah, wrong camera. I didn't remember that I put it backward. I mean, put it on backward order. Put the first remote on the front, then went to the back, etc. Grinder, welder on off. The other one is the grinder on off.
Energy critical.
I guess I'll just stay here outside and use the camera to watch it. So I need to charge my power, suit power, otherwise my antenna is not gonna work and lose control of the drone. Let's see, control. This one is control the other one. Control the other one. But that's the one with the grinder. Oh, I forgot to put a light on it, huh? Yeah, I gotta put a light on it. Otherwise I won't be able to see, and since the day went down time. This is what I mean by forgetting little things when I'm not playing alone and just messing up and small thing over and over. Not ideal for people watching, but no one's watching, I guess. Let's see, like here, I guess. Spotlight. Small one. And some interior light as well. Since I'm playing a vanilla with the relatively easy setting, don't have to worry too much about making mistake compared to the more difficult setting I used to play on the multiplayers and whatnot, and what typical space engineer streamers would usually play in, like a mod with the R-scrap, which makes every dismantled parts into scraps instead of parts. So you lose out on the material every time you grind things down and put them together. Or more hostile, like rivers and air traffic or whatever you call it. I don't have any of that, so there's a lot more room for errors, more room for me to mess up, so I can focus more on the streaming rather than gameplay a bit more. Which is something I didn't account for when I was playing Heartland. I don't know why, but I put it in hard mode for some reason. Even though I haven't played the first-person shooter game in a long time, and I'm generally bad with the reaction time and whatnot. I don't know. Let's name this grindy. Where will be? And control the grinder parts. No, not the custom data. Control. Watch out for the clearance. Your camera is up ahead, up on the top side of a vehicle, so make sure you don't bottom out. And I'll grind it down. So nice thing about the build info is that now they updated it and it shows the toolbar info, all the buttons and controls you put into the hotbar now shows up as a text, and you can customize those text too, which is quite handy. But I need to set it up. I haven't set it up yet. Fine. When you grind the container with the ship grinders, it should pick up the contents of the cargo, but the problem is that it grinds faster than the can transfer, so it gets left out on outside a bit. If the grinding speed is slower and inventory size is smaller, it usually picks up everything before it breaks down. But it wasn't the case this time. So I'll have to pick it up later afterward, I guess, after I make a second build. Of course I haven't made landing parts. Set it down, break the unwelded armor block in process, as a thruster to deal the damage to the block. And let's see. I guess what I will do is lower what down by one, then I'll pick up a large cargo container, and for docking port on the top of it. Then I'll probably extend the refinery to this side, extend the docking port to this side, and I'll make the hangar on the other side or something. But that's too far into the future. The plan probably gonna change anyway, so let's see how it goes first. And that'll be our. Okay, we are out of cobalt. No, we have some cobalt. I just need to refine them. Okay. Container 2. Container 3. So one of the lazy way I would usually do for building, one was what we saw last time, putting a welder across. The other one is double click on the welder, it turns on, it toggles it on, and I should look at the conveyor port while the welder is in the welding range of the block you're trying to weld. And I just do this. Just keep drawing the parts over and over while the welder is welding it up. Small steel tube. We don't have steel tubes. Kind of lazy way of doing things, but the humanity's progress is made with being lazy. Or I just someone says, I guess. I don't remember where I heard that from, but yeah. The technology is all about people being lazy and trying to get things done, same things done in simpler ways. Those airplanes empty. This is kind of a dangerous setup because if you mess up docking, you will break the large cargo container, which will make a mess of everything and potentially lose a lot of resources. But for now, I'm doing a minimal build anyway. I don't really have much spare. Well, the ship is really heavy now. It's sometimes easier to dock with the outside of third person view, I guess per se. Not using the camera, just looking from the character's point of view. Oh, they changed the icon. Don't remember the icon like this before. Oh well. I'm pretty sure it used to be just like the same icon as this one, on and off. So throwing on and off, collect on and off, but they added a little bit more so it's easier to see, I guess. Which is nice, I guess. Then I'll dump out everything. So simplest way of doing things is select everything in every inventory of only the current ship. Then select one cargo container. In this case, I'll do a large cargo container. Large cargo. Then just dump it all. The best way to do is usually using a script or setting up a collector, which does collect all, but I don't want to run scripts that I don't have to use at the moment, and it's just a 2-button click at the moment anyway. Yeah, I should charge the battery for now, then I'll start on the next build while this is charging. It's kind of upslope. So if I'm gonna build a hangar on this side, I'll have to dig it down a bit. Or I guess I can raise the floor up a bit and use that as elevated platform to build on, so I don't have to dig out as much. Yeah, let's do that. I'll just extend the conveyor here. Then while I'm raising the whole thing, I'll build a little construction crane on the side, and that should be handy to build any next project I make. Because if I can semi-automate that, then I can do other tasks while the ship is being built, which is better for both player and a viewer, I guess. Let's see. So this will be the basement per se, so where all the conveyor is gonna be. Then, then we'll raise one up. Then this will be the floor of the work area, like so. Probably about 7 by 13 should be fine, I think. Typical hangar size usually used for the small ship. Well, it's just typical size I usually use for small ships. This should be the center line, so 13, so 6 that way, 6 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Energy critical.
What kind of crane should I build? I guess I'll build a simple one for now. Let's see. This is a one major flaw of streaming space engineers. There's a lot of downtime, thinking, planning, which is more suitable for the editing out the boring parts and making a what do you call those episodes in created episodes and whatnot. Let's I usually don't make this type of crane because it uses so many subgrid, but I guess I'll make a simple 3-axis and robot arm type of a crane. Let's see, hop one, put access ports, and I'll make the crane on top of this. So need left and right. Now put a control seat on top of this one. Spin out. So I need the mounting point, so I'll put a conveyor. Then I'll put a aesthetic is not really a concern, but well, might as well, right? Might as well make it pretty if I can. Well, not really pretty, but more reasonable shape. Now put a control seat here. Control seat. I'll make this one. And so as you turn the crane, you will always have the same viewpoint relative to it. So left and right, I need up and down, and up and down need to be paired so I can extend and retract the arm. Hinge. Hinge. Make sure I lock it down before I break everything. So share inertia tensor make it act as all the subgrid for one grid. So it shares all the mass and center of mass or whatever to make it a bit more stable. The problem is that if you share inertia tensor with the base itself, the parts connected to that subgrid weighs as if the whole base weighs. So it's really hard. It makes really hard to turn the hinges and rotors. So typical trick tip is share inertia tensor on everything to make fuel low. Everything is more stable and act as one, but uncheck the share inertia tensor on the last one, which is connected to the base, which will separate the subgrid after that and base into different calculation per se. So it's both stable and workable. Anyway, let's get moving and building. Hinge. Oh, just gonna get into the way of the wind turbine. Well, I should move that sometime soon anyway. So piston, another hinge, and should I do the rotor instead maybe? Yeah, let's do the rotors. Even though the degree of movement I need is enough for the hinge, but if I do it with the rotor, I should be able to make it more compact. Well, it's more compact this way, but it stands out more on this way, which is fine because it'll be the wall anyway. So a lot of stuff in engineering or whatever in gameplay too is the trade-offs. There's a way to get the both cake and eat it too, but it's always easier to just trade one off for another benefit. Yeah. La 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 la. I really suck at talking. I'm pretty sure messing up a lot of grammar mistakes and whatnot. And I'm not that good at enunciating, whatever. Those up and downs in the sentences. Because my first language is Korean, and Korean doesn't really, well, at least compared to English, doesn't have that much of the intonation change and whatnot.
Energy critical.
So it sounds a lot more flat compared to English. It's not that they can't say it, but it's not like they cannot say that, but it's more of that English has it built into the language itself rather than the intent of a speaker per se. or whatever the word is. Anyway, why am I blubbering around so much?
Fuel low.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Well, at least compared to the Half-Life playthrough, Space Engineers, you can play at your own pace. So I guess that's why I can think about it a bit more before I say it, even though quality of the sentence is pretty poor anyway. Then we'll have a. Should I make it? So I have a left and right, up and down. Should I do the rolls as well? If I make it roll as well, I need to add like 3 more rollers on it. No, that's not. I can change it out later to be more complex if I would need to be anyway. So let's make a simple one for now. I don't need to overdo it at the moment. Probably gonna make really small crabs anyway. So let's see, check left and right. Extend and retract by using these 3 rollers together. Then find control with these hinges here. Then reach out farther with these 2 pistons. Okay, that should work. Right, now the boring parts. Welding it all up. Well, at least the settings are lax enough that welding and making parts doesn't take too long, and I have enough resources to build it even without the miner bringing up a ton of resources. Oh yeah, so I've been editing a death compilation of my horrible playthrough of Half-Life 2, and been listening to this what do you call it, Turkey marching song or whatever. I don't know what's the name in English, but at least that's the translation in Korean. Basically, it's the old meme song about my life is over. It's a song about I left my wallet, my phone is dead, my friends are waiting, or whatever. Keep going on and on about the misfortunes of your days being ruined. And that song is kind of stuck in my head right now. It's goes like ba 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 da ba da ba da ba. More tube. Kind of running low on resources now. Well, I should hurry up and build the next miner. Little commonly known tip about the rotor building is that the advanced rotor parts only need a steel plate to be functional. So you don't need to fill out the large steel tube usually. You don't want to waste if you don't want to waste parts on it. But and later when you have more parts to spare, you want to build it up to the top so it will have more integrity, so it doesn't break the slightest collision or clanging. Let's see. Mammoth. What am I short on now? Computer. We don't have silicon. We don't have enough silicon, so I need to go mine some more. I guess. Silicon. Also silicon here? Nickel, iron, and no silicon. That one has nickel, iron, and cobalt. Hmm. I guess I'll dig some more. I don't need that many silicon because computer parts don't really use up a lot, but the refining rate from the stone is kind of low anyway, so I might have to make a few trips. But for now, let's continue the building crane. And after building miner, I should go make a glider with one engine or whatever, so I can go search out the ore deposit. Because I need the silver to make the survival kit. Because right now my only survival kit is on the rover, then I might be prone to losing because of accidents. If I roll it over, then that's game over. So there's no way for me to finish the medical part at the moment. Because I don't have any silvers. Damn, it's already been 40 minutes and I haven't done any, haven't completed any tests yet. Alright, let's get on with it. What's on? Oh shit. Yeah, that's the common mistake. Leaving the drone on recharge and disconnecting it from the base. That's why you usually set up either programming block or groups or little tip, the magnetic strength on the connector. They put it, yeah, a little sidetrack, but I guess they put it there to be helpful, I guess, but it makes so many it makes everything so much harder sometimes because it pulls towards each other and runs into each other. The game trying to be helpful being more detrimental to gameplay is a quite common thing, unfortunately, in this game. The power key, like a Y is a shortcut for the power on and off for the grid. That usually it sounds fine, but problem is it turns up everything that's connected to that grid. So it powers up your entire base sometimes. You don't know why. You don't notice it at first or whatnot. And the similar thing happens with a key, which is the parking key, and also the disconnect the connector shortcut. So if you have a ship docked at the base and you undock your ship, then it undocks everything you have on that base as well. So usually it's not a problem when you're like a rover, so you're just resting on the ground, but if you have like a drone or a flying ship resting on a wall, or like let's say if you have like a disconnector or side road, connect back, then everything you connect to that base will just fall down and usually break. And gets much worse if you're in a flying ship. Everything is de-docks and undocks and just ships all over the back side of your ship or something. Just a lot of chaos in a mess. Lock. Oh. Okay. Okay. Steel tube. Come on, let's at least get the miner built already on this section. If I don't get to finish the glider, at least finish the miner so I guess I can mine some off screen so I can save some time, but I'll see how it goes on the resource wise after I build it. Since my settings are pretty easy setting, it shouldn't take too long to get enough resources anyway. Sure, I forgot to do the little thing at the... So what I forgot to do right now is that in 40 minutes in, I basically record the game audio separately to the streaming audio. We're using Audacity, just recording the speaker output. That way I can just delete the audio from the stream and use the video and the recorded audio from Audacity to basically edit the video into something else if I need to. That was the plan. So I've been recording the game audio separately every time I'm streaming Space Engineers. So I can make like tutorial or whatever, or episodes or whatever more easily, but it doesn't help if I forget to do it. Oh well. Maybe I should put like sticky notes on my screen before to-do list before starting the streams. Advanced motor, 2 of them, welder, piston parts and hinge. Oh, my CPU is like really dying out now. Not CPU, GPU I guess. From the looks of the load meter. Maybe I should have played like the Minecraft or something. But I think I said it before, but if I start playing Minecraft, I'll never get out of it. So I'm really hesitant to play a Minecraft, even though it's basically a similar. Well, Space Engine is basically a Generation 1.5 Minecraft clone with all the block-based building and voxels and yeah, similar game design. Basically, let the player sandbox mode let the player express their play style in different ways and have the blocks interact with each other. Funny thing is that though, even though Space Engineer can do more things with the physics engine, gameplay wise, Minecraft is a lot better. They are more concise and more interactive between the blocks and player playstyle. It's kind of unfortunate because I really like this game, but there's a lot of shortfalls of this game. Shortfall this game has. La la la, can't talk. Okay, all built. Now this part, which needs a computer. Find the stone first. Stones. Oh, they added a little what do you call those help info text on it. Stone mass volume not craftable and used in refinery-based refinery survival. Is that the update from the building floor, I guess? Because I don't remember it being a vanilla feature. And I don't think they did any major patch between now and then. Or maybe I never noticed it because it's a small text, you don't really read it out. What was that? Ah, yeah. Controller seat. Display, interior block, and pushed.
Fuel low.
So kind of a lot of things in space engineering like it's like that the Malcolm in the Middle ship where the that notices the light bulb is broken, so he open the drawer to get a light bulb, and then light bulb the drawer is squeaky, so he tries to get um what do you call this? The W what was it name? WD-40 or whatever the degreaser thing. Then notice he's out of it, so he went to the car to go buy some more, and notice there's something wrong with the car, and fix the car. It's sort of like a space engineer. You try to build something and you notice something's missing, or you have something you can build and can make it better. Then you go on that project, and that project needs something else, and go on to the other project, on and on and on. This one is the first one, so this one I'll name it base. Which one is this on? One. Let's see, what's this? Okay, that's the one. So I need to set the limits of the rotor's movement. When you do it, make sure you lock it first. Otherwise, sometimes what happens is that it loops over because let's say it was a negative 90 degree, and you set it to the less than the 0 degree, and it will just rotate it once all of. It will basically do one full rotation to get to that position, which means you'll swing at incredibly fast speed. If there is some collision, it will leave a large crater, which is kind of not something you want right next to your base. Alright, let's see. 0 to oh, it's a negative. Okay. It's 0 to negative 180 because it's attached to other side. So clockwise is down, anti-clockwise is up. Counterclockwise, which is not. And this one base one should be 45 left, 45 right, should be enough. Traverse of a 90 degree should be enough for the cover all the buildings. Next up is hinge. Okay, hinge. I need to pair that with the arm, so they need to move at the same time. Otherwise, it will kind of sway. Let's see. Crane on. Okay, crane on. So this one needs to be moved at the double speed, and these two need to move at one speed. And this one reverse on and off, and arm lock on off. Later I'll do the proper time and block one, but for now I'll just do all the manual control. Because it's a lot of hassle to set up the what do you call those? Set up a proper logic gate and logic table and whatnot. And probably will need like 20 different timers. It'll take me like an hour and a half or something to do it. Let's see. Okay, and to set the limits of this one, which is hinge 1. So lowest is 0, and lower limit of 0, upper limit of 90. This one is this one should be This one should be what? 45 up and 90 down. So lower limit of negative 40 and upper limits of the 90. Right, test one. Direction is wrong. Oh, that's annoying. So let's see. I need a time of at least one time of
Low.
lock now, because when you grouped up together, lower lock and the hinge lock is different. Yeah, there's a lot of little things in this game that's very annoying or
Fuel
counterintuitive.
critical.
Uh, but but luckily there's always some ways around it usually. So yeah, it's manageable I guess. So what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna put this in the timer block with the command on lock on off. Then I'll trigger the timer block instead of triggering the group of the hinges and rotors. Arm lock on off and hinge lock on off. So then if I trigger that, I should be able to lock everything at the same time and unlock it at the same time. Alright. Okay. Advanced. This one is a direction is a different. And I'll put a hinge second one. Sorry if this must be really boring if someone actually watches this. But yeah, it takes a bit of tinkering to get the stuff done. This will be the arm 1. This will be the arm 2. I need to control the arm 2, but just the bind control at the end. Just reverse and lock on off. To the second. I guess I'll just use two hands to control it. 1, 2, 3, 4 with one hand, and 9, 7, 9, 7, 8, 9 with the other. Then welder, big one is this one, large crane. On off. Speed is oh, I didn't change the speed into that double. The other one. Okay, now we should be able to move in a straight line. Alright, lock, reverse, unlock. Yeah, then it makes a linear movement. This is something you learn in the geometry or is algebra, which is what the? Huh? It doesn't lock. Oh, because of the speed. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Uh, in the polar equation, the polar coordinate, the cosine square plus sine square is a circle, and the no, what was it? Man, I can't remember even though I said it because there's basically an equation that draws a line in the polar coordinate system, which is
Fuel critical.
one goes down, the other goes up, and it alternates and cancels it out. The only thing that adds up is the straight line. I'm not making sense. Anyway, Little things you learn in school that you think you will never use in real life is kind of handy sometimes. The problem is that it doesn't really help that much. It's a lot easier just to read up on the what other people come up with. Eh, So it's kind of not very time efficient. Oh, I'm out of ice. That's not good. That's not good. Um, which means I cannot fly anymore. That's not good. I guess I have to build the stairs now. Get up there. Well, I mean, it's not the end of the game per se. There's a lot of ways to around the not having a jetpack. There's even a lot of people who plays as a nerf jetpack setting. Famous one being Split C with his hardcore survival impossible streets. Uh, but it's really inconvenient to have no jetpack. I'm filling up the hole so I don't fall over and not be able to get out. And I have to build those base down anyway for the hangar. If this was like any harder setting playthrough with the like foods and water or enemies or nerf resources and jetpack, I would be dead by now. I would have soft locked myself into dead end by now. But it's not, so oh well. I'll build stairs going up here. Shouldn't run into the crane since I set it to 45-degree angle limit. And should I make a proper stair or should I make the makeshift stair? Was it on the ladders, I think? Am I locked out of ladders? I am locked out of ladders. Interior wall. Okay. Interior wall, interior wall. Oh, sorry. Oh. I'm at the halfway mark of the streaming. And still haven't finished a single objective I set out to do today. Well, I guess a half, because this crane pertains to building a next craft. So up here, 1, 2, let's do 3 and flat it, straight section. Whoa, I lag for a second. Oh, saving. Okay. Yeah, the game saving lagged me out for a bit. Catwalk. No, that's half size. Where was the half size one? Wasn't there a half size one? Was it the mod? I feel like there was a half size one, but there might have been the mod that I've been using so many times that I didn't notice. In that case, I'll put half block. Should be able to get into the seat, get out of seat.
Fuel critical.
Assuming I stop at the same place. Alright, okay. Hinges. Nature on. What is the arm? This one is yeah, that's the problem. So I guess I'll make this one and the other one half. Reverse. Right, there's the crane. Kind of slow, huh? Oh well. Oh well. Maybe I shouldn't have the piston on because if I extend the both piston, it's gonna be reach really far away. So they're 10 meters each at a slight angle, but still it's like a 7 block at least at a lower. Yeah. Yep, this is a. Maybe I'll make a bigger hangar though. Then, bigger hangar then. Oh well, whatever. One at a time. Oh, I should have put the share inertia tensor on that thing too. Things are a lot more stable now that this usually don't matter
Fuel
too much in a
critical.
single player game, but it's better to be safe than sorry. You don't want things to clang out and break everything. It's a lot of time wasted and a lot of time wasted. Alright, let's see. So now the drone parts. Um, I'm gonna put a spine in the bottom this time as well, and as well as side, I guess, and make it a little bigger. Uh, Probably at this point it'd be cheaper to make a proper mining ship, but the plan is to build a drone ship. So I'll finish the drone ship and then I'll make a second mining ship or something. Let's see, medium, medium. How many was it? Two this last time? Two? Not collector, the connector. Then I put a remote, gyro, and let's do the more sensible way. Two gyro this time. I'll put a one drill connected with the conveyor, small conveyor belt, conveyor tube. Then was it three last time? It looks smaller than the four. No, it's two. Right? Oh, that's one high. Enough for battery here. I'm gonna put a thrusters. Then side thruster. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't put the spine in the bottom because I need to put thrusters on the bottom. Um. Okay. the same thing up here. 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Then I need the antenna. It here should put. What should I put there? Wall detector. Okay, then I need to put the lights. Oh, sorry. 1 second. I guess my throat is complaining that I've been talking. Because basically I'm speaking equivalent of like 3 months worth of talking in each stream. Even though I'm not really
Fuel
the talking
critical.
type. And I don't really talk too much in streams. Still a lot more than the lockdown real life social real life social event. Mm. Oh wow. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Got camera. I didn't put the cameras yet. I'll put one to the rear so I can talk. One on the top so I can see. And I'll put one on the bottom. Hmm. What should I put? So I want the camera that's kind of a little bit in the back side, looking forward, so I can tell if the side is running into things. But yeah, the placement is kind of iffy because of the thrusters kind of damaged it when going up here with the one block coming out. And hmm. Oh well, shouldn't be a too much of a critical issue. I don't need extra camera. I can just watch over it on the side. Alright, let's get the welding done. The welding area on the large welder is pretty big, so that's why I didn't bother make sure that reach the parts. Okay. Well, oh yeah, the placement is kind of bad, huh? Didn't really account for that. There's too many what do you call those, dead zones or whatever. You can't see. Base on off and reverse. Need to lift it up a bit, which is done by pulling the base hinge back a bit, then reverse, then lower the front part of it, and it will line up. Alright, then I flipped over the base. Oh, did I not set the speed? Okay, 0.5. Oh, no, not the one. 6. The other way. bring it back a bit more, like so. And I forgot to turn the dampers off, so it's wasting fuel. That should be fine. Hopefully I built enough parts so I don't have to queue up and wait for more. Let's check.
Fuel
Okay.
critical.
Yeah, that's what I need to make sure the crane's back where the position should be before getting up. Missing motors, motors. Production motors. I'm gonna I'm gonna grind this down and put a gear. No, replace this with the thrusters, more thrusters sideways. And I'll put a landing gear on this side or something under this thing. Okay, let's do that now. So I can dock and park it when so I can park it when I'm done with the mining. And let's see, grind this down. Okay, so the splice, so it should be fine. Should have brought some more water. Like they're already complete. Oh shit, it's gonna fall down now. Yeah, just grind it down, I guess. Then connect left, right. That unknown signal hot mark is, was going kinda ham on wood. Now we just wait for this to finish, I guess, and now prepare the docking area a bit more. My game is lagging. I guess because of the welder calculating all the parts fits and welds and whatnot, it draws some of the resources by checking the collisions and overlaps. What else? Well, the miner can dock on top of over down here, which should be fine. Right, let's see one. Let's, yeah, so I need to move the power facility, I guess. Since solar power, maybe solar power in that direction, where the trees are. Come on, my throat. Come on, work. You've been slacking off all day. I should be able to do the little 2-hour talk. So basically, build a line of blocks work to serve as power line. And build a solar tower here, I guess, is a nice view. And but for the immediate future, I'll just move the wind tower back a little. So, and once the hangar is complete, I'll put the tower on top of the hangar or next to the hangar. So let's see. Simplest way would be to just grind everything down, build a new tower, and basically grind it down and weld it back up again. But I guess the fun way of doing it would be to disconnect it and merge it back in. So I guess I'll try that, even though there's a high chance of everything going through. Right, let's extend this out. How far though? So this is at the hangar. I need how many was it? 20-meter clearance, which was 8 block, and I'll give a 2-block buffer, so 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The ground is a lot higher this way, huh? The voxel ground clearance is 25 meters for the wind turbine, so it's 10 blocks. Since one large block is 2.5 meters in diameter. Hmm. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. So I need to raise that about. The terrain is about 2 blocks higher. That's only 8 blocks when it's supposed to be 10 blocks. So I'll put 4 on it. So 1,
Fuel
2,
critical.
3, and last one will be the merge block. So we merge it down. Then I'll can my drone lift it? No, incomplete. I was wondering why I couldn't control it. Okay, reverse, base, and unlock. Bring the crane forward. Stop. Route.
Fuel critical.
Check the progress. Am I missing the parts again? I am missing the parts again. That one's oh no, that one's a ore detector, which is ore detector components. I'm out of nickel. I need to dig some nickel then. Control. Really? What are you missing this time? What's the easiest way to be just pull every parts you need? Motor. You're missing motor. Really? Nickel, nickel. I don't have nickel anymore. Refinery, stone. Some, I don't need too much. I just need some to build one motor or two. Here, can you lock no? Rust, okay, I'll just turn the thruster off, which will bring it down. Large thruster up. Okay, that should lock it. Remote. Temper top. Should be fine for now. And meanwhile, how long do I have? 30 minutes. I sealed up the big coal mine. I need this thing up and running, but I need more motors. I don't have nickel. Yeah, I have to go dig it. And a fuel, nickel. I'll just dig down again. No, I don't want a hole in the front of my base. I'll just temporarily open up the hangar floor. Where is it? Okay, over here. Go get some nickel and come back and seal this up again. Welder's off, so I don't accidentally cook myself or waste parts or resources on the game. Down the hole we go. Go get some nickel. Shouldn't need too many. And just the one inventory full should be enough for the motors I need for that drone. Then I'll use the drone to build iron. Then I'll extend the tunnel from the iron mine to this difficult deposit. I don't have to worry about the holes being near the base where you can potentially just fall down and break things. Let's see, one more thing to do. Refinery nickel, find it and assemble it, please. Or need more, only already built it. Motor, about 20 motors? 10? 1, 8, no, this is a lot more, so about 40 motors I guess. Okay. Turn on the welder. Bring it this way a bit more. Right, leave it there for a bit
Fuel
until the
critical.
motors are built, and I'll continue on this part. How much battery charge do I have? Do I have enough to afford? No, I have almost no battery charge. Am I losing powers? No, I have enough power. Store power, input of 1 mil, output of. So I'm drawing about 300 to 200 to 300 kilowatts. I have a 500 or so in there, so that'll last me about 30 minutes if I unplug everything. Wait, no, the other way around, right? Yeah, it's a 2 hour if I disconnect everything on drawing, because if it was 500 drawing with a 500 charge, it would be the 1 hour, and it's the half draw with a full charge, one charge, so it's a double, 2 hours. Can I lift this here? Ouch! I forgot that I don't have that jetpack. So I guess I'll use the drone as a flying platform I can stand on, and I'll work it off there. Let's see. First of all, get some parts. So we can build the thing. Second, take control of this. Oh, it's not empty. Charge, cargo, empty route, empty. Temper on, unlock, go backward.
Fuel critical.
And you will need a. I'll need to put a landing gear so I can grab onto it.
Fuel critical.
This side, I guess. Hopefully, it has enough thruster to hold up the entire wind turbine power. Jump up. Control, grindy weldy, grinder weldy.
Fuel critical.
Extend it out a little bit so I don't break it accidentally, the spine of the tower. Right control, get out the camera, back up a little bit so it's lined up center line. And lock.
Fuel critical.
Okay. Fingers crossed I don't die when I fall. Okay, then I attach this here, which will make this thing kinda swing to this side. So I'll make sure it has some form of a gyro. So when you put an override gyro, it will try to stay the same orientation. Well, before that, I need to make sure I have enough parts for the merge block, that and that. Merge block. gap enough. Okay, good. First of all, I'll build that there. So plan is to cut the tower, bring it over here, merge them together, and we have a new tower and new village. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's holding up good. Okay. Kinda stable too. Okay, that's a lot more than I could ask for. Alright, build a merge block. Okay, get a better vantage point. Okay, control the wealthy. Okay, have enough trust. Okay. Bring it over. Fingers crossed I don't explode here. There's a lot of shenanigans going on when you merge stuff together. So that's okay, there we go. It went well, okay good. Here, unlock here, get out of the way. Turn the gyro back on again. And turn. Right. Okay, good. Later, well, maybe next time, I'll reinforce the wind tower and expand the power. So I'll have
Fuel critical.
more excess power production, and I'll increase the refinery capacity, because right now I'm just using basic refinery instead of a proper one. Lock damper off.
Fuel critical.
Damper's not off, because I see the thruster firing right now. Okay, there we go. That's all. I don't see the
Fuel
Fulham
critical.
anymore. Is it built yet? Test. Yep, it's built. Okay. Here. Swap lock. Some parts are not fully built yet, but alright, damper on, lock off. Why not have the forward thrust built? Am I still incomplete? Going forward. Which one is that?
Fuel critical.
The one at the bottom. Oh. You don't want to bump into the subgrid too much. You know what I'll do? I'll just do the manually finish the parts. It's too much hassle trying to get it to the right place. And we don't have motors, okay, that's why. Control. Oh, I put this camera wrong side. Oh well. Jeez. Running low on power. This is so disorientating. Probably need to put some more batteries on because this one is kind of overloading. Do I have a spaceport? Battery recharge. I guess I could put more on this side. Or put on the top. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could take 2 and 3, the 2 facing the right side and 1 facing the left side, and then put a battery on top of it. Because I don't want things uneven if I can help it. And I need space. And I need motors and parts. Slap it up. Slap it on there. Computers, motors, whatever, what have you. I don't have power cells, huh? It's not good. The power cell uses a lot of the thing though. Yeah, I have to wait for this to charge up. I'll take a bit of time. Room service is working fine, the fan is working. Do I still have a broken drone parts left over at the bottom? Did I clear it up, pull up, or did I? Oh, this bug again. This is a quite common graphics bug in quite famous graphics bug. Something's wrong with the texture or whatever. This blobing, strange black thingy. I've never seen it before. I guess I'm overloading my GPU over there. Yeah, it's a bit of a bug. It's gonna, doesn't do anything. Just a glitch in the matrix. I think I cleared it all up. I don't really see it. Yeah. Oh well. Next, what do I do? I'm waiting for it to charge. The welder ship and drill ship is done. So in terms of building plan wise, well, what I will build next time is the rover miner. It's a wheeled vehicle that has a drill on it that I've been using all the quite lately. It's been a lot lately. I don't really have to build it because I have enough power, enough parts, and enough drones and whatever. But the cobalt mine down there is really a good. It's on a slope going into the hill, so it's a really what do you call it? Really convenient to have a build. It's really convenient to dig with a rover, and because the rover can carry a lot more than the drone can. I think the design I have carry about 100 tons or something, while the drones carry about a third of that. I think, give or take. Let's see. Let's do this battery. Discharge. 10 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes. Basically, I guess there will be enough time, just enough time for me to recharge it, test it, run once, and bring it all back and dock it up, and I'll be at the good place to stop the streaming. More or less. And once the stream's over, I'll basically have a more footage for me to edit into the episode, and which is I'm really behind the schedule on because I'm lazy as always, or crazy as the song goes. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not sure what. What am I missing?
Fuel critical.
Today I set out to clean up the mess, build a new drone, set up some basic oh, this one, I forgot to upload this one. Yeah, you don't want to fall down there while it's an OSHA violation to have the open hole pit in the middle of nowhere in your work area. So today I set out to do clean up the drone, build a drone, build a crane maybe, and they set up some base expansion maybe, then some mining runs. Yeah, so I guess that's good progress, I guess. The charge 1 bar, not enough. Uh, little side thing so that landing gear can grab onto. I don't know if it's the right placement, but yeah, we'll see when it's time to talk. This is the side jack that I can use to lift the whole thing up. So I can work on the bottom too, if I need to be, but no need at the moment. I'll just use it as parking
Fuel
brake for now.
critical.
Well, all in all, I think today's stream went better than the yesterday's stream, and I'll be able to talk a bit more fluently. Well, I can't really tell much about how fun will be to watch until I review this footage, I guess. I mean, Space Engineer is not the most exciting game there is. It's more about what you can do and thinking things through and see how it pans out. And it's more of a never-ending cycle of I want to build this more, I want to build this, try this. Sort of thing. Oh well, you'll see when I get to the editing phase. No, it's not good. Anyone's gonna watch this anyway, I think, so it should be alright. Let's see how long it's been. 6 minutes. Not enough time, but you know what? It should be enough for. It should be enough time to one mining. Yeah, one mining once. I need to fix the camera. Yeah, the thruster is overloading when I do a full run. So I need to watch out for the making the ship too heavy. First I'll get the dropped ore there. Nice thing about having a big thruster facing backward is that you can basically nosedive instead of keeping the ship level. It does waste a bit more weight and power consumption and parts, but redundancy is always a nice thing to have. Bit of access is always handy when there's trouble up ahead. So I'll right click into the nickel deposit and I'll dig some nickel. Oh yeah, I haven't got around to building the ore, what do you call it? The large ship with the wing parts with the ore detector on it as a means to find some more deposits because I really need the ice and really need the silver and whatnot. Yeah, I haven't got around to use the wings mod yet. It's like there was a plan with like 2 streams in. Oh well. Guess some nickel. So it's hard to tell, but I'm slightly digging upward, upslope a bit, like 10 degrees or so. So if I'm too heavy, since I'm lacking the forward thrust, I'll slide backward. I need to watch out for that a bit. Yeah, start to slide backward right now. Okay, that's the thing. There should be enough digging, and I forgot to put lights on this thing again. There. And make sure that the camera is on the wrong side. the up is left and down is right, and up and down is left and right. Really confusing. I need to fix that ASAP. Alright. Can you go up? Can you go up? Okay, barely. I'll dock to this guy without breaking anything, hopefully. No, I'll just run over
Fuel
there.
critical.
Can't really tell the orientation. Okay, that's better view. Control, roll this way. I'm running into the ore detector. Might not fit, huh?
Fuel critical.
Is it one higher than the other? Maybe. Oh, that the ore detector is barely fitting on. Kinda rubbing into each other. Right, let's see. I'll bring this back home. Will strength up. Nothing break off. Reverse into the docking area. Come on, more power. Power. This is so unbalanced with the drill drone on the top. It's a good way to save power because the flying takes a lot more um, electricity than the driving. Even though they nerfed the wheel power consumption, so it will use up way more power than the used to be. But if you keep your wheel power set to minimal, you should be able to save a lot of power. Okay, lock, parking on.
Fuel critical.
Grind the connector and raise it, holding one up one. Nothing in it, right? Okay, good. Okay, that guy's in the way. Control, damper on. Gear up. Fly up a bit. Stay
Fuel
there
critical.
while I do the work. Yeah, it's gonna get more unbalanced, right? Next time, when next stream or one after that, I probably should build a proper trailer to oh, not this one, the other one.
Fuel critical.
So we'll have a proper docking area. It's much lower down into the ground. Okay, one thing to always remember, I guess, is make sure you lower down the strength, magnetic strength of the. This I lost so many ships to the stupid auto pull in. It doesn't happen that often nowadays, I think, but still, bit of a risk I'd rather not take.
Fuel critical.
And I'll change over the batteries that are discharging into recharge or auto. Should have some nickels now. Where's nickels? Wait, I don't. Yeah, yeah. Of course. We'll find some nickels and should be good to go for next time. Uh, I have like 10 more minutes, so I guess I'll just wrap it up here instead of trying to do the next project and being stuck this way. It was a bit hairy, herring, whatever the word is. Right, so there's that, and hmm. Yeah, so next time I'll basically finish up the runs, expand power, expand the hangar, build the detector ship glider thingy, build the runway as well, and all this stuff again. Hopefully it wasn't too boring to watch today, and have a nice day. I'll see you next time. Bye.